I could do with a good soak too.
Then
All right.
Shift over. I don't want to tread on anything vital.
all right, just give me a moment and I'll roll it up again.
That feels good.
Ian!
I don't mind if I...
That's the...
So this is how you...
Of course.
Never mind.
You'll keep an eye on things here, won't you? Clara, bring some wine for the gents before they get cross.
You know what, Henry? We really can't drink this local piss. Hurrah! It's bath made. But admit it, my dear, the wine you have here is pitiful.
What's wrong with the bathhouse wine?
I'd rather drink the bath water. You should go and get something better. Though where? Ah! I know! In the cellars under the rat house, there's some excellent wine that Sir Hannah bought for us.
And you want me to go there and get it now?
I'd be indebted to you. And a grateful nobleman is the best ally you can have.
All right then. What kind of wine is it?
A Sylvan Red. In the cellar under the rat house. It's the last barrel at the end on the right-hand side. Get a picture somewhere and take it with you.
I'd like to ask you something about this wine.
What is it?
So I can just go there and take whatever I want?
Yeah. No, not exactly. It would be best if no one saw you.
Ah, I see. And this wine wouldn't be kept under lock and key by any chance?
Yes, probably. But that won't stop a clever fella like you, will it?
Which wine is it you want?
The Sylvan Red. It's the very last keg on the right at the back. You'll recognise it easily. It's the only one that's tapped.
All right. All right then, I'll bring it.
Good man.
So, about that wine you sent me for.
Well, have you got it?
Not yet. I need a little more time.
Jesus, Henry, I'm dying of thirst here.
Have you heard any...
Terrible things. Horrible. I hear they skin people alive. And what they do to the women folk. Better take your own life than fall into their hands. Beasts they are. Animals. God be with you.
What in the...
What the?
What the hell was that?
Hey, you! What are you doing? Fuck off before I lose my temper. Can you hear me? You there! Stop! Surrender! You've committed a violation. You're under... I warned you, Well, you won't...
Look, I'll tell you the truth.
No.
Oh well, what can I...
All right. Hey!
You! What the hell are you fooling around here for? Be off right now, or I'll fucking see you off. What the hell do you think you're doing? If you don't clear off quick, it'll be the worst for you. Hey! Something you're looking for here? Whoa! You've no business here. Clear off, or you'll be sorry. Damn, can you hear me? You there! Stop!
I could do with a good so...
Then strip off.
All right.
Put.
Shift over. I don't want to tread on any...
Yeah!
Not for me, thank you, sir.
What use are you to me sober? Don't be a bore and have a fucking drink.
Bore? I saved your life.
True, he did save my life. It would be a sin not to drink to it.
Sorry, sir, but no.
Have it your own way then. I suppose me and Zdenna here will just have to drink it all on our own.
So this is how you recuperate from your injuries? Never mind about me.
Clara, bring some wine for the gents before they get cross.
All right, Jenna, coming up.
You know what, Henry?
I could do with a good...
Then
All right.
put your clothes in.
Shift over. I don't want to tread on anything vital.
All right, give me a moment and I'll roll it up again.
Ugh. Ugh, that feels good.
Is there a reason you're dressed for the occasion? You're not a maid under all those clothes, are you?
Lord Almighty, this is a bathhouse, not a laundry.
You certainly know how to have a good...
Yeah, drink!
Oh, give it.
That, of course.
Never mind.
You'll keep an eye on things here, won't you? Clara, bring some wine for the gents before they get cross.
You know what, Henry? We really can't drink this.
I could do.
Then,
All right.
Shift over. I don't want to tread on anything vital.
All right.
I don't mind. So this is how. Never.
Clara, bring some wine for the gents before they get cross.
you know what, Henry? We really can't drink this local piss. Clara, my most favouriteest bath maid. But admit it, my dear, the wine you have here is pitiful.
What's wrong with the? And you? Sorry, but I really don't have time for this now. Can't you just make do with the bathhouse wine?
Absolutely not. I will have my silver and red from that cellar, even if it takes you a week to get it. We'll find some way of entertaining ourselves in the meantime.
I'd like to ask,
What is it?
so I can just go there and take whatever I want?
Yeah. No, not exactly. It would be best if no one saw you.
Ah, I see. And this wine...
Yes, probably. But that won't stop a clever fella like you, will it?
Which one?
The Sylvan Red. It's the very last keg on the right at the back. You'll recognise it easily.
All right. All right, then.
Good man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only bandits creep around in the dark without a light.
What? Who are you? Hey! Hey, who's there? You! What the hell are you fooling around here for? Be off right now.
Mother of God! Hey, you! What are you doing here?
What's that to do with you?
Right then, you insolent brat. You'd better come along with me and we'll talk about it at the jailhouse.
Get out before I break a few of your bones, so you'll remember me for good.
I could do with a good...
Then
All right.
put your clothes.
Shift over.
I don't...
That.
So this... Never...
You'll keep an eye on things here, won't you? Clara, bring some wine for the gents before they get cross.
You know what, Henry? We really can't drink this local piss. Clara, my most favouriteest bathmate. But
What's wrong? All right. I'd like to... What's...
yeah.
And the... Which wine?
The Sylvan Red. It's the very last keg on the right at the back. You'll recognise it easily. It's the only one that's tapped.
All right. All right, then.
Good man.
Hey, you! Halt!
What happened to you?
Hey! What is it you want here?
I could do with a good soak.
Then
All right.
put.
Shift over. I don't want to tread on anything vital.
I don't mind. So this is how...
Clara, bring some wine for the gents before they get cross.
You know what, Henry? We really can't drink this local piss. Clara, my most favouriteest bathmaid. But I admit it, my pitiful.
What's wrong? And you...
That's,
I'd like to... What's...
yeah.
And this... Which... All right. All right, then.
Good man.
Yeah! Yeah!
What in the...
What the hell was that?
Hey, what are you doing here? Clear off quick or I'll have you thrown out.
Got...
hell was that? Must be the wind.
Who are you?
Hey, you! What are you doing here?
Lord Capon sent me to get some wine for him.
Lord Capon, eh? A likely story.
You clearly don't know Lord Capon. Do you think he's going to leave in the middle of his merriment to go and get his own wine?
Ha! No, that doesn't sound like the young lord. I suppose he sent you for the Sylvan Red.
The very one.
Well, you'll leave some for Sir Hanush at least, won't you?
I'll try.
Yeah.
Damn! Stay away from people if you can't ride a horse, you moron!
Yeah.
So, about that wine you sent me for.
Well, have you got it?
Of course.
You really broke into the cellar at the rat house?
I certainly did. I hope that wine's really worth the trouble I had.
I don't believe it. You really broke into the cellar. You're insane.
Nothing to it. I just used your key.
My key? Why, you sly rogue, you. You're craftier than I thought. You can keep the key. They let me in there whenever I want anyway.
Well, let's see if this wine is as good as you say.
What are you waiting for? The parish priest's blessing? Come on then. Get it down you. Now that's what I call a real wine. Sylvan Red. It's not like that donkey's piss they serve in this otherwise delightful establishment. You can tell from the first sip, can't you, Henry?
Yeah, as you say, sir. Sylvan Red. The taste is unmistakable.
like the other girls.
I know, Clara. You are different. You deserve more. You deserve flowers.
What?
What kind of flowers do you like?
Well, I like all kinds. I like dandelions, sage, knotweed, and poppies. I really like poppies.
Henry, did you hear that?
What?
The lady requests dandelions, sage, cabbages. Right.
No, knotweed and poppies.
What? You want me to go flower picking now?
I know. I'm putting you to work again. But if you do it, I'll give you 70 flowering groschen.
That much? All right, I'll go. No.
What was it she said? Sage something else, and, roses? Yeah, what would a bouquet be without roses? There's some in the upper castle garden. Yeah.
the hell are you doing here? I'd like some privacy if you don't mind.
Come for my wench.
Well, as you can see, I'm not your wench or anyone else's, so fuck off.
What are you doing with my Clara, you cunt?
Archie, stop that. He's just bathing here.
Bathing here, is he? When all the wenches but you are whores.
Archie!
Are you whoring now, too?
That's enough, Archibald!
Archibald?
You shut your mouth, I'm not done with you!
No, I swear the gentleman hasn't touched me.
Actually, that's quite true. Well, mostly.
No, nothing happened. Nothing.
We'll talk about this later. First, I'm dealing with this bastard!
I'd like to see you try arse and balls.
Arse
and balls!
For the love of God, stop it, both of you!
Fucking hell. Hey. What do you think you're doing?
Batter him, not
Yeah!
him. Kick his balls!
Please! Oh my God, Archie!
I said batter him, not dance with him.
Yeah!
No! Stop it!
Teach him!
God, stop it! Archie! Henry! Please stop!
Bring it on!
Christ!
What the hell got into you? Trying to drown a nobleman?
I didn't know.
Get out of my sight. Go on before I remember I can have you hung.
I apologise, your lordship. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Archie, wait!
Phew. I nearly got drowned by arse and balls.
Oh, that's the least relaxing bath I've ever had.
Fuck, I feel like I've swallowed the Baltic.
Oh, drinking will be the death of you.
Damn right. Is there any wine left?
Are you out of your fucking mind? You want to carry on?
Of course. Well, don't tell me you don't fancy a drink after all that.
What will you do with them, Sir Hans?
What, with arse and balls? I don't know. What do you think I should do with him?
He was drunk and insane with jealousy. I'm sure he'll be sorry when he sobers up.
But he tried to drown a nobleman. I can't just let him off.
He didn't know who you were. Anyway, if you let him off, you'll show that you're the better man.
I suppose you're right. Fuck him. But we had some pretty good sport, eh? Goodbye.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I feel quite hungry.
Catch him! Catch him!
Yeah.
Down! Still! Move on!
Yeah.
Fuck this! Right! You won't get away! Come here.
You showed him.
Thank you, that thieving magpie. You can't trust anyone these days.
And just so you know, I'm no pinch purse. Here's a small reward.
Thanks.
Hey! Who are you?
Cože je to za dědina, nedaleko Hodonína. Je tam studenka kamená a v ní vodenka studená, vodenka studená. Kdybych já tu vodu
What was that?
God be with you.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
What would you want with him? Well, it's no skin off my nose. The bastard has a cottage on the edge of the village, by the road to Rat Head. God be with you.
Good health to you.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
Aye, there is one fellow with a limp. Can't imagine what you want with the likes of him, but that's your affair. He lives in a cottage on the edge of the village by the road to Neuhof.
God be with you. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
That'll be Lubosh. Gallows bait if I ever saw one. His place is at the end of the village, next to the stream. Take him and welcome.
Good day to you.
I'm looking for a...
That'll be Lubosh. Gallows bait if ever I saw one. His place is at the end of the village next to the stream. Take him and welcome.
May the Lord watch over you.
God be with you.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
Must be that farmhand Lubosh. I don't know what the hell you'd want him for, and I don't much care. He's got a cottage on the edge of the village near the stream.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like the makings of a priest or clerk. But why not? I've taught all sorts. Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces, if indeed time is of the essence.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start. No. He did break his vow, but better than to dishonor it here. May he follow his heart. Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on. So, let's see you read a bit. There's a book here on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through.
I've read the book.
Wonderful. So tell me, what have you learned?
That being greedy doesn't pay.
Excellent. You're one of my most talented pupils. You've uncovered the meaning hidden in the letters. Like I told you, books are valuable. And the words that you place in them ought to be no less so.
Does that mean that I can read then?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. To fully learn your way around words will take a lot more reading yet. Now we'll move on to the second lesson, which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religious men. If you really want to be able to read, there's no getting away from Latin. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it, but you should master the letters.
I only just managed the fable about the goose, and now you're asking me to tackle Latin.
You're a clever lad. You'll manage.
I read the page.
So tell me, Distrupule, what's written there?
Nutus set libertine malus, ut non aliqua part droppet.
Not bad for a first try, lad. Try reading it again. Practice makes perfect.
I read the page.
So tell me, District Poulet, what's written there?
Nullus est liber tam malus, ut non alique parte prosit.
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent. Well, there's nothing more I can teach you. Congratulations. You can go and be ordained right away.
Thank you, Domine. I'm feeling a lot wiser.
Farewell.
Can we do something about the price?
Why not? See now, I knew we'd come to an agreement.
What's going on there?
What?
Jesus Christ be praised.
Is there anything suspicious going on in these parts?
Indeed there is. Around here, you should hear about what Vashek the groom has been up to at the stables. When the head groom told the lads here, they fell off their seats laughing. And there's more. Just last night, Father Godwin was here, calling fire and brimstone down on old Gertrude, the herb woman. He's not one to make a fuss over some trifle either.
Is there anything suspicious going on in these parts?
Nothing out of the ordinary, praise God. Take care now.
God be with you.
I'm looking for a...
Aye, he lives here, all right. The devil take him. In a cottage at the end of the village by the road to Neuhof. Take care. Hey, what the... Clear off before I call it... You want it.
Hey! Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Scales, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say you had a limp?
Shit. Allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Sacre. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for What else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Who was Limpy Lubos?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now, and nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream. God be with you.
Another thing about...
Take care now.
My respects to you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leiper. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I haven't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
That's all. Thank you.
Mother of God, you look like you've been assaulted.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Leiper. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know how I can help you, but ask if you must.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
You could see at first glance he was no good. I kept well out of his way.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
There wasn't sight or sound of him for a long time, and then yesterday he turned up at the church and even talked to the parish priest. I never saw him do that before. Probably had a bad conscience.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home. I didn't see him all day.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
As far as I know, he had nobody at all in this world.
That's all. Thank you.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Light.
Of course.
Do you know any...
He was a loner.
That's all.
Take care now. Good day to you.
I've come in the name...
Of course.
That's all.
Good luck to you. God be with you.
I've come...
I don't know anything about it, but ask all you want.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. There was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
Do you know anyone?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
That's all.
Take care now.
Mother. Goodbye.
I've come in the name...
Ask all you want.
Who was this?
Those that live by the sword, die by the sword. I'm not surprised the end he came to.
Have you noticed anything suspicious?
Everything about him was suspicious. I always gave him a wide berth.
Do you know what...
How would I know?
Do you know who Lu...
I don't know, since I don't...
That's all.
Good luck then.
God be with you. May the Lord watch over you.
My respects.
I've come in the name...
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to a young fellow like you. Well, what do I care? Ask.
That man Lubosh who was...
He was a strange one. Always drinking, bad-tempered. Lord knows how he made a living. Well, maybe now I've got an idea or two.
Have you noticed...
I didn't see much of him lately, not even in the tavern. Not till yesterday in church, as it happens.
Do you know what Lu...
I don't think he was home at all. Wait, are you saying he... Oh, Jesus!
Do you know anyone Lubosh...
I really don't know.
That's all.
Good luck to you.
Good health to you. God be with you.
Judas. Looks like this is meant to be a warning. But for who? And why? Maybe the gang had a falling out. But a bandit who knows how to write isn't something you see every day. Lord above, they did a hell of a job on him. Must have been agony. How come no one heard anything? What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Could they have bludgeoned him to death and then gutted him? That would explain why he didn't scream. Nothing here. Nothing here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I see you know how to wield a sword, Father. I wouldn't have expected that from a man of the cloth.
With a stick. I practice with a stick. A reminder of my youth and days gone by, and it helps keep me in good form.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you know Lubosh?
Bit of a lot.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son, and one of those is the sanctity of the confession.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
For heaven's sake, Father, can you really look me in the eye and tell me that, when you know you may be condemning innocent people to death?
I can, because if I broke that vow, the consequences would be much worse than if I didn't. Maybe not immediately, but one day. The mills of God grind slowly.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Farewell.
Have you thought of a way to help me solve that murder?
Let's leave it for the evening. Come to the tavern after sunset and we'll talk it over.
Do you have any work that needs doing?
My dear lad, I have more worries than I can bear. Another pair of shoulders would ease my burden. I have to deal with a local witch.
A witch?
The herb woman, old Gertrude. That devious hag who will stoop to anything. Like all herbalists, for that matter.
Oh, don't tell me. The cows are giving blood instead of milk, and babies are being born with 2 heads and a tail.
This is no laughing matter. Gertrude isn't evil. She just has peculiar ideas about what's good for people. A little bird told me she incited some Ujet's women to witchery.
And what's the problem?
As long as herb women stick to giving psychic to folk and bloated cows, the assisting in childbirth, or burning incense in bedrooms to help with sleep, then nothing at all. But this is sacrilege, and it's unsafe. All sorts of molds and lichens and poisonous plants and other foul things go into those concoctions. I'd hate to see her poison some poor gullible lass.
A little bird told you, did it?
You know how good people are at seeing the splinter in another's eye and not the beam in their own.
In other words, someone's been gossiping. What do you want me to do?
I want you to go and see her and find out what she's been up to. I know she lives in fear of the Holy Church, so tell her I sent you. That will make her talk and think twice about encouraging witchcraft. If you learn that she truly did involve folk in some foolishness, find out all you can and deal with it.
Consider it done.
Good. And never fear. I'm a man who always pays his debts. You'll find Gertrude, the old herb woman, in the woods. Take care now.
God be with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is someone there? No sign of anyone. God knows what it was.
Obilne vápnem, okénko zastřené, libou drobným
I've got a bit of coin today. What better way to use it than a game of dice?
Why, oh why did I ever agree to this? I'll lose my shirt again.
What would they do that for?
This'll be the one. That's it. Now you. That's all. Use your head, man. You'll lose everything. Not afraid of anything, eh? That's it. We'll see. This'll be the one.
Good day to you.
Is there somewhere I could sleep here?
Certainly. For how long?
Just the one night?
All right. Money up front, though.
Here you are.
You all like it here. Like sleeping on a cloud, it is.
Where do I go to sleep?
You'll have no trouble finding it. Right inside the door to the building, there's a ladder up to the loft. Your bed's ready there, and a trunk for your belongings.
Can I sleep here?
But you've already got a place to sleep. Or do you want to pay for a longer stay?
No, thank you.
Farewell.
God be with you.
You live here?
Of course.
I mean here, in the presbytery.
Yeah, right here.
In the presbytery? With the parish priest?
Yes. What's the matter? Don't you like me?
Yes, of course I like you.
So why are you surprised Godwin likes me too?
I'm not. I mean, I see. I think.
May the Lord watch over you.
Was that
creeping
some
around
kind
like
of
this?
game? A beer!
Coming right up here.
The blessings of our Lord be...
And with you, lad. Take a seat. I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh. I'm sorry. What about your kin?
I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about it.
I understand. It must have been terrible. To the memory of all who were left behind. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujit, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noyel? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home.
I noticed there's a woman living with you at the presbytery.
What of it? Have you never met a cleric who lives with a woman before? Mother Church won't let me take her to wife. Too afraid it might lose its property to any heirs she bore me. But she cooks and cleans. And, well, as a man I have my needs.
I'm not sure the parish priest at St. James would agree with you.
I heard he was a bit odd.
I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits is in Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. A tongue-lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticises the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up, and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Przyszła bida mora lat, to nie ustoi żadnej chlap. Na kraj padł desej smutek, do dnielo i rano utek, niech już małżeński majstak, do wczera żylne saje prach. Už sej můj svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejbě jí kůži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požerem si huby jako poslední den. Budeme se bavit a do rána stávit a tak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra jen tu soudnej den. Tak nalej mi hned a točí se svět. Enough of this!
Bailiff!
Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
Oh. Oh. You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
You're dead.
What's the matter? Lost your balls?
Go! Is that the best you can... No!
What the fuck are you doing?
Over
here!
Christ! I could stop by and see her again. I enjoyed it last time. I wonder what Teresa's doing now. I could stop by and see her again. I enjoyed it last time. I wonder what Teresa's doing now. I could stop by and see her again. I enjoyed it last time.
God be with you. God be with you.
Blessings of
I'm sorry, but first.
I'm from Scal.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I don't.
I understand. And how did you come?
He did, but I found a witness.
Ah, now the most.
The rumour, the Neuhoffs, I'm sure they would have.
I see it's. Well then.
I've told. I noticed your.
You know what they say.
But this is a.
Let's just say these days.
Well, we've had. So.
If.
You're just making excuses. The people who.
I'm sorry you see it that way. Really sorry. You've no idea how wrong you are.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation.
Well, Ujin. What I hear.
What?
The lamentable. They don't. You. What?
Funny.
What?
Thanks. Yeah.
What do you.
Well, enjoy it, Father. I have to go now. I'm not much in the mood for a drink.
I thought you'd be more game.
So you won't help me out with that secret?
No, I won't.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What the?
What else is?
For fuck's sake! Hey, you!
Do
Don't
something!
move.